In a world where one man has the ability to change a country's economic future just by utilizing information kept throughout economic history, an ability that proves to be detrimental to the mystery at hand between inflation and recession, and it lies between the pit of man's fears. These events take place in a small city with a population of 15 in the macro zone. At the center of our story is Detective Hyde, a young agent of the Bureau.
What was that? Must have just been my imagination.
Good morning, Detective Hyde. I have a big case for you today. It could be dangerous.
Good. Danger's my middle name.
We call him the masked man, so for all we know that he can change the potential economy of the country. We're not entirely sure how he does it, but if it continues, we could be in grave danger. I know it's going to sound insane, but he robbed the Federal Reserve Bank in New York. He stole some important documents involving the tracking of the current economic conditions. This information is all kept in the Beige Book.
Beige Book? You mean the summary of commentary on current economic conditions by the Federal Reserve District? That's only distributed 8 times per year. How has no one else figured out who he is?
We don't know the reason behind him stealing these documents before they were distributed, and we don't know his weaknesses just yet. We've gotten all of our top detectives on this case, but they barely found anything. Here's a folder of all the clues we've discovered, so maybe these events have something to do with the next attack. He left a strange symbol at his last attack. Not entirely sure what it means. We need to figure this out for us detectives. You're the best in the Bureau. We wouldn't be able to do this without you.
I'm pretty sure we all knew that. I'll get right on it and stop the masked man.
On her way to get more information, Detective Hyde began to ponder the issue that had occurred earlier on that day while backing out of her driveway.
Could that have been the masked man I saw earlier? Does he know me? Would he know where I live? I guess let's just follow these clues. Is this the letter L or some sort of chart? Why would he leave this? And why would he attack the Federal Reserve Bank? It's not like he can steal any money.
Please play responsible.
Breaking news here at AKG News. Another attack has occurred at the Federal Reserve Bank in Dallas, Texas. So far, police have not shared any information on what exactly has been stolen. But one private worker has claimed important documents, similar to the ones stolen in New York, were taken once again. Could this be the same culprit who attacked previously? Hear more on the hour.
I'm assuming you heard the news. There's been another attack. Based on recent intel, it's likely the masked man is striking once again. He needs to be stopped, Detective Hyde. Go check out the scene of the crime in Dallas and to get some more detailed clues on what exactly he's up to, and chat with the president of the Dallas Federal Reserve Bank.
I'm on it, Chief. Just send me the coordinates.
Hello, Detective Hyde.
Come on, man. Let's slow down.
As you know, the 12 Federal Reserve Banks located all over the U.S. all carry their own Beige Book, which is released 8 times per year. Each book contains important information not yet released to the public, including key business contacts, market experts, anecdotal information on current economic conditions, and other resources. Having access to these books could be a huge issue for the government and the economy.
Why is that?
Our facility is made to be highly secure, and anyone who breaks into these quarters wouldn't normally make it past the front gate. Since the last attack, there's been huge changes in the price level, employment rates, and manufacturing rates throughout the country.
Well, couldn't that just happen naturally?
Changes in our country's numbers of this drastic proportion are nearly impossible. The balance of the scale of economic prosperity in America has completely tipped over. We don't know who is doing this or how they are doing it, but it cannot continue. This is being done in such a short period of time, which is highly unlikely to just be a coincidence. It will take us years to bring back our numbers to what they were before.
So where is this beige book usually kept?
Right over here. Here you go. Let me know if you need anything else.
Thanks, I've got it from here.
So now you have caught on to my trail. Little do you know I never fail. Your economy used to be in a state of prosperity, and now it'll begin to sink without clarity. For each beige book that I took, there will be a worsened economic outlook. I doubt you'll find my next location. Just know I'll be traveling via the station. Finally, you'll feel your society ache as my final location is known for their cheesesteak.
What does this mean? The station? Cheesesteak. He's going to the train station. But where? She's sick. Philadelphia! Hello, Chief. I've figured out major advances in the case. I'm on my way to the Philadelphia train station. There's only one train heading there today, and it's at 2 o'clock, so I think I'll make it there on time.
Okay, let me know if you need any backup. I'll get there as fast as you need me.
You know I've got this. I'm right on his tail, and you know I can figure this out. I'm only a couple hours away. Wait, that's the masked man.
Hello, Detective Hyde. You finally caught onto my trail after all this time.
Did you know I'd be arriving at the train station at this time?
I knew every step of your plan. I've been involved the entire time, letting you know exactly what I wanted you to know.
At this moment, all of the pieces put themselves together, but at the same time, she was completely lost in confusion.
Do I know you from somewhere? Chief, is that you?
Yes, it's me. I thought you'd never figure it out.
But why would you do this to our country?
For years, as I've felt as if society had no appreciation for the police and our investigation bureau. For years, I've sat in the study the advancements and backtracks of the economy as a whole. For years, I've learned what causes the changes in unemployment rates, increases and decreases in supply and demand, and the impact government has in our GDP.
So you've been your own inside man this entire time, using your rank in the bureau to make advances in your own scheme?
Exactly, and your width and strength as an investigator could reinvent the ideas that I have, making my ideas so much stronger and more powerful. I gave you such a huge clue. Clearly, I want you to find me.
So what did each of these symbols mean?
But you're missing one of the most important parts.
Wait, this is the same symbol that was in your office behind your desk. This whole time you were right under my nose. You fed me information. I thought I could trust you.
I'm surprised you didn't recognize one of the most common and important parts of our society as a whole. The aggregate supply and demand graph is the key component in the cogs of the machine known as economics, showing the total overall price level and quantity of goods and services produced by our nation's suppliers.
None of this makes any sense.
What's so difficult about that concept? The aggregate demand curve shows the relationship between price levels for outputs and the quantity of total spending in the economy. The aggregate supply is the total quantity that will be created by companies and businesses.
How would this help you in the long run?
With the information, we could depict exactly what needs to happen to the economy to increase the prosperity. And we could do the opposite. If the economy needs demand pull inflation, we could worsen the situation by using cost push inflation by increasing the aggregate demand curve. We could do this by finding a way to depreciate the value of currency, which would increase the cost of imported goods. This is my first step to the ultimate plan of destroying the United States GDP, which is created by piecing together government spending, consumption expenditures, gross investment, and net exports. We could have so much power together in bringing down the crumbling world that we live in.
No, we will never be a team, and we will never be together. You must be stopped. But I can't be the one who does that. You've been my friend and colleague for as long as I can remember. Just go. I'll let you have your head start before I let anyone know who you are and where you are.
Detective Hyde, thank you. I wish you would come with me on this adventure, but I understand that you don't want to get involved. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Chief. Masked man.
And with that, Detective Hyde went on to become the new chief And the masked man and former chief's plot was foiled after years of planning attempts to destroy the economy. And that's just how the curve shifts in the macro zone.
Now to further examine the economic concepts that were represented in this video. Aggregate demand and aggregate supply are key parts in determining a nation's economy. The graph of this takes place with the x-axis representing the nation's GDP or real domestic output. The y-axis represents the price level. The aggregate demand curve is downsloping, representing a negative relationship between price level and real output. The short-run aggregate supply curve is upsloping, representing a positive relationship between price level and real output. The long-run aggregate supply curve is a vertical line representing the fact that long-run wages and prices match price level. Long-run aggregate supply also represents full employment of the nation's economy. The masked man's goal was to destroy the nation's economy and put it in a state of recession. In order to do that, he needed to figure out a scenario in which the aggregate demand curve would shift towards the left, which meant changing one of the factors that actually results in a shifting of the curve. This could include a decrease in government spending or decrease in net exports. The masked man disguised himself as a chief in order to make these changes and make them seem unnoticeable. If both the aggregate demand and short-run aggregate supply curves are to the left of the long-run vertical aggregate supply curve, the economy is in a state of recession. This was the main goal of the masked man, as he had evil intentions all along.